Hey, Ambitchious, it's me, Katie motherfucking Boyd, queen of Ambitchious land. So it's Monday, and I've been up since super early, and Mondays are like my day for motivation. Mondays are the days that I'm like, okay, bitch, get your shit together, right? We had a really amazing weekend this weekend. I had Victoria Duke at my home. We had a beauty night. Saturday, I had a lovely day at home with my husband. And then yesterday I was gardening all day and just like getting myself ready for the week. And Mondays usually are my days where I'm like, okay, you have the whole weekend ahead of you. What does your week look like? And I went downstairs with my coffee early this morning, and I was just writing down all the things that I desire to accomplish, all my goals for the week, the people I have to speak to, the things that I have to do, the needles that I kind of have to push forward. At the end of the week, I have a really busy week. I have a VIB day at my studio. That's a very important bitch day. And that's when I do a full day immersion with someone. So I have a woman coming from Connecticut, and we spend the whole entire day together, and we work on healing and creating the life of her dreams. And it's honestly super juicy and incredible. And then my good friend Kevin Weary, who pretty much runs the show over at Bunker Hill Community College, actually hired me to come in and do a sound healing and a lecture on mindfulness for this day and age. So that's on Friday. And then I have clients all week, and it's just a really, really busy week. But Mondays, I try to take them off from actually work. And it's not that I'm not working. It's like I still am working. I'm just doing other things. I'm creating, I'm focusing, I'm really tying up loose ends, and then I'm kind of plotting and planning for what is to come. And when I was downstairs, the Spirit was speaking to me, and I was having my coffee, and Spirit said to me, just because you think a thought doesn't mean that it's true. Okay, let me say that again. Just because you have a thought or you think a thought, no matter what it is, does not mean that it makes it true. And I work with so many women from all over the world who they'll say to me, I think this a lot about myself, or the thoughts in my mind tell me differently than what you're saying. And I will always say to them, just because you think a thought in your mind does not make it true. And because I am very spiritual and my whole entire world revolves around energetics, there's an energy and there is an actual quantum vibrational frequency that every thought that you have, no matter if it's a thought of, what am I going to eat for dinner, to looking in the mirror when you're naked after you get out of the shower and saying wow, you look fat, your ass looks like two squirrels fighting in a wet paper bag, who would want you, right? We all have these thoughts in our mind, but that doesn't make it true. That doesn't make it true. So what I do is when I have these really low vibrational thoughts, and even though I work really hard on who I am as a human and who I am today, doesn't mean I don't have fucked up thoughts in my mind, because I have fucked up thoughts all the time, all of the time. When I say all the time, I mean all of the time. So what I actually do is when I have a fucked up thought in my mind, I'll stop myself and I'll say to myself, is this true? And sometimes when I have a fucked up thought in my mind and it's really jarring, it's really out of control, I will actually say, out loud or in my mind's eye, shut the fuck up, that's not true. I know, it sounds crazy, but what happens is, and Florence Scovel Shinn talks a lot about this in The Game of Life and How to Play It, Your Word is Your Wand. If you have never listened to those books before or listened to those lectures, you can just go on YouTube and just Google Florence Scovel Shinn, The Game of Life and How to Play It, Your Word is Your Wand, affirmations. And what Florence Scovel Shinn says those thoughts actually are, she says that those thoughts are actually what she calls the army of the aliens. So it's this alien energy that comes from the ethers that is low vibrational and dark, that kind of wants to implant itself in your mind And when you have enough dark, low vibrational thoughts in your mind, then you start to drop your vibrational frequency. When you start to drop your vibrational frequency, you start to attract like, right? Because like energy attracts like energy. So if the dark forces that are in this world, and don't think that there's not dark forces, because without the dark, how would you know what light was? Without the light, how did you know what the dark was? And it's the yin and the yang, the masculine and the feminine, the light and the darkness, the malevolent and benevolence that actually is what keeps our universe intact. So for all of you like love, peace, and hair grease spiritual people out there that are like, there is no darkness, you're fucking crazy, because there is a lot of darkness in this world. If there wasn't darkness in the world, a lot of us wouldn't feel like bags of smashed assholes on a daily basis, right? So what Florence Scovel Shinn says is like, this army of the aliens comes into your mind to infiltrate your mind so that you start to drop your vibrational frequency. When enough people collectively on this earth have a low vibrational frequency, the earth and its experiences start to mimic the vibrational frequency of the people. So when you start seeing a lot of war or illness or disease or sickness or terror or fear energy, it's not because like God's up there in the clouds like, oh, these people have been bad and I'm going to punish them. It's us creating our reality. Remember, it says in the Bible, thoughts, words, and deeds create your reality. So everything you think, everything you say, and everything you do will become your life. So if you wake up every day and you talk shit about yourself and you make fun of yourself and you have all these like low vibrational frequency thoughts that you think are true, then your life will start to attract these low vibrational experiences. You'll get into car accidents. You will have fights with people. People will cut you. I'm talking about like little things. That's how it starts. Like people will cut you off in traffic and flip you off. You might have a lot of drama at work. You might have a lot of fights with people in your life. And then it just starts to roll and roll and roll until it creates like almost this monster of an energy where your life just becomes a baby diaper full of shit all the time. And then you look at people who have these really amazing lives and you're like, well, how the fuck is their life so amazing and my life sucks? So it's because it's their thoughts and their words and their deeds is what's creating their reality. So like when I wake up every morning, and remember, I was not raised like this. I had to deprogram the computer up here and then install a new program. Because people always say like, oh, it's easy for you to say, Katie, because like this is just the way you're raised. No. I was not raised like this. This is not how I was raised at all. I had to almost brainwash myself from the brainwashment, if you will, so that I could have a life that I have now. So every day when I wake up, I set my intentions for the day. Like, how do I desire my day to go? Because if you are ambitious and you are the head bitch in charge of your magical life, then when you set an intention in the morning and you say, okay, my intention for today is like for me, to help as many people feel ambitious as I possibly can, to have a really great day with my husband, to do a lot of cool business moves for my business, right? To take care of my mental health or to take care of my physical health, to work out, to eat right, to meditate, to do breath work, all the things that I teach in Ambitchious, right? That's how I wake up every day. And then what happens is because I set that intention, and I know that my thoughts create my reality, I keep my thoughts high throughout the day. So when the army of the aliens come in and they try to say to me, like, oh, why are you even doing this? This is such a waste of time. This person doesn't really like you. They're just using you. Oh, this person's talking shit about you. Oh, you look like shit today. Oh, well, all these things come into my mind. I will just literally say like, shut the fuck up. That is not my truth. I do not accept that. Thank you. Go somewhere else. And it's easy as that. And I think that we overcomplicate energetics and we overcomplicate spirituality and we overcomplicate our lives. And all we have to do is remember, whatever we think, whatever we say, and whatever we do creates our reality. And this is just like a very like old school even thing to talk about. But I'm here to say to you today, and this is kind of like my motivation Monday for each and every one of you, is to really have this conversation with yourself and say, just because I think this thing does not make it true. So just because these thoughts come into my mind does not mean that it is true. And I challenge you to do that throughout the day. So when you have a low vibrational thought come in, say to yourself, is this true for me? Or is this just the army of the aliens like working on me so that I can go to this low vibrational frequency of reality and I can just become like one of the other zombies that live, and they don't, and I use that term lightly because they're not living, that are just taking up space in our universe. Because God put each and every one of us here to have health and wealth and abundance and joy and gorgeous relationships and eat good food and have a beautiful environment and be wealthy and to have our spiritual practices and to have a cute little meat puppet that we can like wear and like do our work. That's what we're here for. There's really nothing more. I hate to break it to you, but it's true. So I'm challenging you all today to say to yourself, are the thoughts that I'm thinking true? And if they're not true, then choose a different thought. It's literally that easy. That's it. Have an amazing week. Don't forget to head on over to where the real conversations are happening. And that's on Mighty Networks, my Ambitchious app. I will post the link once I share this video in the comment sections. And I would love to hear from you. Like, how are you feeling today? What are the thoughts in your mind saying? Like, let's have a real conversation about that. And if you think that this video will help people, share it in your stories, send it to someone, email it to them, text it to them, send them the link so they can actually watch this video and start really asking their minds, like, are the thoughts that I'm thinking true, or are these thoughts coming from enemy energy? Okay? I love you guys. Have an amazing day. And don't forget to stay ambitious. Mwah.